Kentucky shuts down Magee, beats Wofford 62-56 at NCAAs. Jacksonville, Florida. Kentucky ended. Reed Travis scored 14 points, including 2 huge free throws with 17.8 seconds left to help seal the victory for 29-6. The graduate student, 35, certainly had its chances, holding the Wildcats to 40% shooting 21 of 52 and holding their own on the boards. But Magee simply couldn't make a shot in his final college game. 2 days after box score. It was only the second time all season that Magee failed to make at least one shot from long range, following an 0-for-9 performance in a loss in Kansas in early December. He made 7 threes. The rest of the Wofford roster went 8 of 15 from three-point range. Nathan Hoover made. Kentucky's length, athleticism, and effort certainly had something to do with Magee's dismal showing. Tyler Harrow had it. Higgins added 12 points for the Wildcats, who fell behind by as many as 6 points in the first half before going on a late spurt that sent them to the locker room with a 28-26 lead. The Terriers. The Wildcats managed to win twice in Jacksonville without their leading scorer and rebounder, sophomore P.J. Washington, who watched the games from the bench wearing a hard cast on his sprained left foot. Wofford. It was a groundbreaking season for the Terriers, whose 21-game winning streak was snapped by the Wildcats. They certainly proved. Kentucky. The Wildcats head to the regional semifinals with all eyes on Washington, who will likely have his cast removed the middle of next week and hopes to be back on the court next weekend. His presence would. Wofford will have to replace key seniors Magee, Jackson, and backup big man Matthew Pegram. Still, Kentucky faces either Houston or Ohio State next Friday in the regional semi-final at Kansas City, Missouri. The Cougars play. Follow Paul Newberry on Twitter at his work can be found at More AP College Basketball and related slideshow. Best photos of the NCAA tournament provided by M&A.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.